Princess Jelane's tortured screams filled the alien ship as the Orion slaver shackled her in chains, not knowing that the princess's only hope was a lone human soldier tasked with doing the impossible to rescue her. Sire-Father Tuvok and Subcommander Tal sat in a dim private chamber on the Romulan space station, faces grim. "Our princess is captured," Tuvok said, "enslaved by Orion criminals." Tal shook his head. "Taking on the Orion Syndicate means war. We have no choice. The princess must be saved or the Empire falls." "The Vulcans, Andorians, will they dare face the Syndicate?" Tuvok's face darkened. "I fear not. This mission needs one with nothing to lose, a human." Tal scoffed. "A human? They are scattered, weak." Tuvok nodded gravely. "Weak, yes, but this human was the best of their warriors. If he fails, our empire crumbles, and the Syndicate will butcher millions. He cannot fail. We need him." The musty air of the dive bar clung to Tal's nostrils as he hunched over his drink, the dim lighting obscuring his troubled features. Tuvok sat across from him, nursing his own beverage, his voice low and strained. "The Vulcans, the Andorians, the Tellarites, none will aid us. We have exhausted all official channels." Tal's eyes narrowed. "The Vulcans claim neutrality, typical, and the Andorians have their own petty border disputes." "The Tellarites had the audacity to laugh in my face," Tuvok growled. Tal leaned in, glancing around to ensure their conversation remained private. "What of the Klingons? Surely they have no love for the Orions." Tuvok shook his head. "The Klingons only respect strength proven in battle. They will not help us in our current state." A figure approached their table, and both Romulans tensed, hands drifting to hidden disruptors. But it was only a human, tall and muscled, with cropped blonde hair and a disarming smile. "Another round, gents." His voice rang with confidence. Tuvok motioned him away, but Tal intervened. "Hold a moment. You're Ricky Burns, the human who rescued that Andorian freighter from Orion raiders single-handedly?" Ricky's eyes twinkled as he grinned. "Guilty as charged, though my trusty ship the Intrepid deserves some credit too." Tuvok eyed Ricky appraisingly, a calculating gleam in his eyes. "Mr. Burns, perhaps you could assist us with a similar issue, one requiring finesse and a flexible moral code." Ricky's grin widened as he pulled up a chair and joined them. "I'm all ears." A flicker of hope ignited in Tal's chest as he exchanged a glance with Tuvok. Perhaps this unlikely human ally was exactly what they needed to save the princess and the Empire. The bridge of the Intrepid hummed with energy as Ricky's fingers danced across the control panel. Tuvok and Tal stood behind him, their eyes fixed on the holographic display of the Hromi cluster. "There," Ricky said, zooming in on a remote moon. "That's where they're holding the princess." Tuvok studied the display, his brow furrowed. The Hromi cluster is a treacherous region. The ion storms and gravitational anomalies make navigation nearly impossible. Ricky leaned back in his chair, a confident smirk on his face. "For most ships, maybe, but the Intrepid is special. She's got a quantum field generator that can create a stable warp bubble, even in the worst conditions." Tal's eyes widened, impressed. "Remarkable. I've never heard of such technology." Tuvok, however, remained skeptical. "Even if we reach the moon undetected, infiltrating an Orion stronghold will be no easy task. Their defenses will be formidable." Ricky's grin turned mischievous. "That's where this comes in." He tapped a button on his console, and a small spherical device appeared in holographic form. A portable holographic generator. It can disguise a person as any species they choose. We'll walk right through the front door posing as Orion guards. Tuvok's expression shifted, a glimmer of hope in his eyes. "Fascinating. I've never encountered technology like this before." Ricky chuckled, folding his arms behind his head. "That's the thing about humans. We're always pushing the boundaries, finding new ways to solve problems. It's what makes us special." With a flick of his wrist, Ricky engaged the Intrepid's warp drive. The stars stretched into streaks of light as the ship leaped forward, carrying the unlikely allies towards their daring rescue mission. The metallic corridors of the Orion slave ship echoed with the footsteps of Ricky, Tuvok, and Tal as they navigated the labyrinthine passages, their Orion guard disguises, courtesy of Ricky's holographic generator, allowed them to move undetected. Ricky held up a hand, signaling for the others to stop as they approached a heavily reinforced cell door. Tuvok eyed the door, his brow furrowed. The princess must be held within, but the locking mechanism appears formidable. Ricky flashed a confident grin, pulling a small cylindrical device from his pocket. Not a problem. This subspace resonance scanner will make short work of it. It analyzes the molecular structure of any material and pinpoints its weaknesses. He ran the scanner over the door's locking mechanism, the device emitting a soft, pulsing light. Tuvok watched, fascinated. Remarkable. Your technology never ceases to amaze, Mr. Burns. The Romulan Empire would benefit greatly from such innovations. Ricky chuckled softly as he worked. Well, we humans are far from perfect. We've had our fair share of mistakes and conflicts. But the key is to keep moving forward, to keep striving to be better. The scanner beeped, and with a hiss the cell door slid open. Inside, the Romulan Princess Vriha looked up, her piercing green eyes wide with a mix of fear and cautious hope. Tal stepped forward, extending a hand to her. Princess Vriha, I am Sub-Commander Tal of the Romulan Star Empire. We're here to bring you to safety. Vriha took his hand, rising shakily to her feet. Her voice trembled as she spoke. I had lost all hope of rescue. I thought I was fated to remain here, a slave, forever. Ricky offered her a kind smile. Never lose hope, Your Highness. As long as there are those willing to stand up for what's right, there's always a chance. The group made their way back through the corridors, the holographic disguises allowing them to pass Orion guards without incident. They soon reached the hangar bay, where the Intrepid's shuttle awaited. Quickly boarding, they sealed the hatch behind them. As the shuttle lifted off, Tuvok turned to Ricky, gratitude etched on his usually stoic features. Mr. Burns, I cannot adequately express my thanks. Your actions here have done an immense service for the Romulan people. Ricky shrugged modestly. I'm just doing what any decent person should, helping those in need no matter their species or origin. The shuttle glided into the Intrepid's docking bay, the princess safe and the daring rescue mission a resounding success, a testament to Ricky's courage, ingenuity, and the indomitable human spirit. The vaulted ceiling of the Romulan Senate chamber echoed with the whispers of the gathered senators as Tuvok stepped forward, his eyes scanning the room. His voice rang out, clear and strong, as he began to speak. Esteemed members of the Senate, I come before you today to recount the extraordinary events that led to the rescue of our beloved Princess Vriha from the clutches of the Orion Syndicate. The senators leaned forward, their attention rapt as Tuvok continued. It was only through the bravery and resourcefulness of Ricky Burns, a human, that we were able to bring Princess Vriha home safely. A murmur rippled through the chamber, some senators nodding in approval while others exchanged skeptical glances. An elderly senator with a severe expression rose to his feet, his voice sharp. And where is this human now, Sire Father? Surely he should be here to receive our gratitude in person. Tuvok's expression grew somber, his hands clasped behind his back. I'm afraid that's not possible, Senator. Shortly after we returned to Romulan space, we received word that the Orion Syndicate had put a bounty on Ricky's head. They were humiliated by the loss of their prize and sought revenge. Tal stepped forward, his voice steady as he picked up the story. Ricky, ever the hero, refused to put the Romulan people in danger. He left our space, drawing the Orions away from us and our allies. The severe senator scoffed, his tone scornful. So he fled like a coward. What kind of gratitude is that? Tuvok's eyes flashed with anger, his fist slamming down on the podium. Ricky Burns sacrificed everything to protect us. He gave up his chance at glory, his chance to be recognized as a hero, all to keep the Romulan Empire safe. That, senators, is the true measure of a hero. Silence fell over the chamber, the weight of Tuvok's words sinking in. The severe senator slowly sat down, his expression chastened. Tal placed a hand on Tuvok's shoulder, his voice low. "Do you think we'll ever see him again, Sire Father?" Tuvok sighed, his gaze distant. "I don't know, Tal. But wherever Ricky Burns goes, he carries with him the gratitude and respect of the Romulan people. He may be gone, but his legacy will endure." The two Romulans turned, their footsteps echoing as they left the Senate chamber behind. The fate of Ricky Burns remained uncertain, but his impact on the Romulan Empire was undeniable. The princess was safe, but the hero who saved her was lost to the stars. You have reached the end of the story. If you enjoyed this story and want to support us, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel, and for every comment that says 88, I will heart every single one of them. Thank you for your time.